Ralph Waldo Emerson said it best when he said, "It's not the destination, it's the journey." It started at a local lumber yard, one of those tucked away places with creaky floorboards, stacks of timber, and the kind of charm you don't find often. We picked up the wood we needed for our timber frame greenhouse, not knowing that yard would soon close its doors for good. That moment became the first step in something much bigger. Since then, we've been sketching, planning, sharing ideas, and slowly bringing this vision to life. It's been a journey filled with creativity, collaboration, and a few unexpected turns. And while we're excited about what we're building, this has never really been about the final product. It's about the process, the people, and the story unfolding one beam, one drawing, and one conversation at a time. Thanks for joining us, not just to see where we're going, but to be part of how we're getting there. Enjoy the ride. Good, babe, good. Look at this. I am so excited. Oh my God. This is all of the wood that we need for the frame of our greenhouse. Check this out. This is all rough sawn cedar. Most of these are 6x6, and our rafters will be a 4x6 here. And yeah, we're really excited. We got some strapping for the roof here. That's a 1x4. Tell me about that piece of wood.
When we picked up the lumber today, we went to the scrap pile and picked a couple of small pieces up. I picked a piece of 6x6 up to practice my connections.
Can you turn it a bit? Thank you so much for joining us today. It is a beautiful day out here. Last night we spent some time out here laying out the first shape, I guess, of the greenhouse. So this is our existing garage, and our greenhouse is coming out here about 16 feet, and it's going to be 21 feet wide. We're going to take these pieces of lumber and run them through the planer and see what kind of mess we can make, because it's not going to be easy. These are very heavy pieces of lumber. I believe they're called timbers. Yeah, timber frames. So they are called timbers. We have 6x6 pieces that's going to be used for the main beams columns, and 2 of the ties, and the rest of the ties are going to be 4x6, and the rafters are also 4x6. So this is a big structure. We put in these helical piles a few weeks ago. You guys watched us do that. And today we are just going to get this one frame ready. We're going to put this in the garage on some sawhorses. So over the next few weeks, Bill will be doing those connection details. Right here is where there's going to be 2 large automatic windows. This is the top of the high roof, and this is the top of the low roof. And where those come together, there's going to be a little overhang here. I'll show. Oh, it's just a second. I can show you. If you can sort of picture this roof coming, there's going to be a little overhang right here to be able to protect this window a little bit. But the window is going to open like this, awning style. And then to link these 2 trusses together, we're going to put in this beam here. And there'll be another one right here that goes across that holds up these rafters. What's happening right now?
It's roughs on wood that we're going to put through the planer. And sometimes at the ends, it gets a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. And this one, the biggest measurement is 4 inches. And the overall measurement is 3 3/4, but I don't want to try to plow out a 1/4 inch.
We've done a few projects already where we've used this planer for a lot of different pieces and ran into issues. One of the biggest issues that we have with this planer is that it clogs up. So Bill bought this vacuum blower, a blower from Makita.
Yep.
That's battery powered. Our tools are Makita, so it's wonderful. And hopefully that'll help the machine from not clogging up. Also, another trick that we're doing is we're just letting the shavings go on the lawn for now, and then we'll rake those up later. What we did in the past was we made it go into a bucket, and that also clogged up the machine. So we're really trying to make it so that we don't clog up this machine, and this will go smoothly today. That first one that we did, we've only done one side so far, and that took us 20 minutes.
All together, yeah, set up everything.
Yeah, it took us about 20 minutes to get set up and run this thing through. We had to run it through 5 times. Hopefully this second pass on the other side will go smoother.
Yep, 3 5/8. Theoretically should be exactly the same everywhere. Yep, 3 5/8.
What does that mean?
What does what mean?
3 5/8.
3 5/8 is once we planed it, so it was all touching on one side. The plane was touching all on one side. we were down to 3 and almost 3/4. So when we flipped it over, I took another bit off and it got us down to 3 5/8.
That was beautiful. This first one we just finished, and this one is going to be the roof rafter. So we're not going to finish the shorter sides edge of it. Like, we're not going to plane the edge just because that's going to be facing up and no one's going to see it. So we are technically done this one as far as planing it. Now it needs to go into the garage and start working on the connection detail. We're going to do the rest of these and we'll see you next week. Take care.